Welcome to the House and Hammer built by the nation for the nation. Welcome to Raider Nation News today. Y'all know the routine. It's early Sunday morning. We're about an hour and 15 minutes away from kickoff. Fantasy football time. Start 'em, sit 'em. Let's get those lineups right and ready. But before we go into it, break them thumbs, hit them subs, smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. We're joined alongside my Mount Shieldmore brethren this morning, Big Mike. Raider.
Yo.
Salute, bro.
That's right. That's right, man. Good to see you. Shout out to the chat. Let's get this thing started. I don't know if I got a lag on my end,
Yeah,
but
you definitely
we're still
do
here, man.
because you look like you're staring off into space right now.
Yeah. So enjoy that beautiful face right there, but taking the knowledge at the same time, man. We got one for you.
Salute to everybody on Pro Fan Sports as well. We're doing a simulcast on the app. Again, for those that haven't downloaded it, it's pretty much like X Spaces. Any team that you're a fan of, they have a whole bunch of different chat rooms and stuff. You can live stream on there, and that's what I started doing this past week. So download the app today. Got a Raider room right now, about 300 deep. So definitely join the app. Download the app on the Apple Store or the Google Play Store today. Let's go right into it with the weather report as we start these Week 5 games. Houston, Atlanta, Carolina, Detroit, Tennessee, and Indy are all inside, so you don't got to worry about that. Another 1 o'clock game. The Giants are in Miami to face the Dolphins. 12% chance of thunderstorms, 86 degrees. New Orleans heads up to New England to face the Patriots. 60 degrees and clear up there. Baltimore and Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, 53, mostly cloudy. Philadelphia and the Rams are inside. Bengals and Cardinals are in that giant toaster in the desert. Jets play the Broncos. 4:25 start, 78 degrees and clear in Denver. The Chiefs and Vikings. Vikings are inside. Cowboys and Niners, a Sunday night matchup. 75 degrees in Santa Clara with a chance of rain. And then Monday night, Packers against our Raiders, 90 degrees, partly cloudy, but also we're in that giant Roomba in Vegas. So there's your weather report so far, and it is game day again. So we do have our injury report, and it is being updated every couple of minutes. So we actually got some news that just came in about within the last minute or two. Ronnie Staley, offensive lineman for the Ravens, is officially active. That was reported at 11:47 this morning. Keyshawn Boot, wide receiver for New England, he's officially inactive. Here's the rest of the list as we get you guys right and ready to go. Not expected to play today. Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Lions. Saquon Barkley is not expected to play. Still dealing with the ankle injury. Jahmyr Gibbs, a running back for Detroit, is not expected to play. T. Higgins, wide receiver for Cincy, is not expected to play. Ruled out. Pat Freiermuth, Traylon Burks, he's been dealing with an injury for the last couple of weeks. I think I dropped him off of my fantasy league not too long ago. Juwan Johnson, a tight end for New Orleans, and Elijah Mitchell, the running back for San Francisco. Game time decisions, Justice Hall for Baltimore, Josh Reynolds for Detroit, Javonte Williams for Denver. Devontae Adams is a game time decision, but realistically, he's not going to miss the opportunity to play his former team. So expect to see him playing tomorrow night. Aaron Jones has been dealing with that hamstring injury, limited throughout practice this entire week. He's a game time decision. Zay Jones for Jacksonville. He's actually playing right now in London and got the first touchdown of the game for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I do believe that Jacksonville is still ahead in this game right now, and they are 11-7 with 7:56 left in the third quarter. Not surprised because it's really become Jacksonville's second home away from home. Expected to play. Jonathan Taylor is making his debut for the Colts after signing a 3-year, $42 million extension yesterday. Ramondre Stevenson of the Patriots is expected to play. Jamison Williams, receiver for Detroit, making his return finally. Derek Carr is expected to play, still dealing with that AC shoulder joint injury. Odell Beckham Jr. is expected to play. He was dealing with an ankle injury the last 2 weeks. John Mechie, the receiver for Houston, is expected to play. And Christian Watson of the Green Bay Packers is expected to play tomorrow night. So there's your injury report. There is your weather report. And let's move on down to our fantasy rankings. You guys see them on the bottom of the ticker. but we're going to go through them anyways just to make sure you guys are paying attention. Let me get this up. We're running on 3 screens. I'm actually using my TV today, which is actually kind of innovative and pretty fun, so I can't complain. But here we go. Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Tua Tagovailoa, Anthony Richardson, Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields, Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Sam Howell, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, CJ Stroud round out your top 15 at the quarterback position. For the running backs, you have Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson, David Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, DeAndre Swift, Devon Achane from Miami, who has been on a tear. I'm glad I got that dude as my last pick in my blackout draft. Travis Etienne, Brian Robinson, Alvin Kamara, Kyron Williams, James Cook, and James Conner round out your 15 for the running backs. For the receivers, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Steph Diggs, Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, which I don't know how he's still at the top, but whatever. A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb, Puka Nakua, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Brandon Ayuk, Michael Pittman Jr., Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, and Deebo Samuel round out your 15 for the receivers. For the tight ends, Travis Kelce, T.J. Hawkinson, Sam Laporta, who I just picked up, Mark Andrews, Evan Ingram, Darren Waller, George Kittle, Dallas Goedert, Zach Ertz, Tyler Higbee, Jake Ferguson, Cole Kmet, Hunter Henry, Dalton Kincaid, and Logan Thomas for your tight end position. For the kickers, Harrison Butker, Jake Elliott, Tyler Bass, Justin Tucker, Jake Moody, Jason Sanders, Riley Patterson, Matt Gay, Brandon Aubrey, Brett Mayer, Young Ho Koo, Kaimi Fairbairn, Daniel Carlson, Evan McPherson, and Greg Joseph. And for your defense, last but not least, Baltimore Ravens, the Dolphins, Commanders, Lions, Eagles, Saints, Niners, Bills, Patriots, Jets, Cowboys, Chiefs, Broncos, Colts, Bengals are your 15 for your defenses. So let's get into it, y'all. For those that are in the chat right now, let's get this start 'em, sit 'em going. Let's switch this over. There it is. I'm looking at the chat right now. I don't know what is going on because it does show that only one is in the chat, which is very, very strange. Give me 2 seconds and let me just look something up real quickly. Again, I'm running on like technically 4 screens right now, so I'm trying to maneuver the best to my ability. Oh, that explains it. That explains it. Hold on 1 sec. Yeah, fuck it. All right, let's see if we have anything else up here right now to go into. Nope. Looking at the start sit-ems right now, we just went through the rankings. It's really, really hard to decipher right now. In regards to some of these matchups, like I've tried to give you guys, we both have tried to give you guys the best advice. And like, again, any given Sunday, anything can happen. It's been kind of up and down with some of these picks, but like normally if you guys are asking for the advice, it shouldn't be realistically guys that you know are must starts, like A grades week in and week out. But again, some of these matchups have been very, very up and down. Like we just referenced Jamar Chase in regards to how he's in the top 10 right now when he really hasn't done much. And at the same time, like you're going into a matchup right now against a team in the Arizona Cardinals in Phoenix that just they're up and down, but their defense is pretty solid. We saw their game against the Giants a couple of weeks ago, and they were going on a tear to start the game, and then kind of just gave it up. Then they went in to play Dallas. They're 8-1 against Dallas in their last 9 matchups. That's so like crazy. This is a team right here that even if you're going to place a bet on this matchup this week, I feel like this game is heavily favored for the Arizona Cardinals. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean the Cardinals. The one thing you're going to get from them is that they play hard, right? They come out. Everybody was talking about them tanking this year, but they're showing that they're competing. And then on the flip side, you got the Bengals who are struggling this year for whatever reason. They just can't figure it out on offense. Maybe Burrow's maybe that injury is a little bit more serious than we thought. And with that's the reason why he's not getting Jamar Chase going. But my gut tells me that the Bengals are going to get going at some point, and I think it starts right here against the Cardinals. If I had to make a bet on this one, it's a -3. The Bengals are a favorite. Um, I would have the Bengals covering this one. It's a -118 according to DraftKings. Um, and Jamar Chase, I think that's we're going to see a start of him finally getting things going. If it's not now, then when is it going to be? So um, I would bank on him getting started at some point, right? You gotta pick one. You gotta pick it. I will go week after week. Like this is the week that he gets started. If he doesn't get it started this week, the next week go ahead and put your money down for that one as well, man. I mean, because there's no reason. It's just so odd to see the Bengals kind of struggling on offense right now, and I think this is where it starts.
It's crazy because like he's been dealing with this calf injury since training camp. And
Yep.
look, I the league I was playing in over the summer, I ended up straining mine, and that
Mhm.
shit takes weeks. And it's
It
like
does.
not just not being active, but it takes a lot of weeks of rest on that damn thing, because the slightest little movement, the slightest little thing you do, you're going to re-aggravate it. Like I
Yep.
tried everything to stay off of it for several weeks. um Shout out to the monster among pups. He got out of the backyard and went down the block, and I was inside. I shot out the front door, and no shoes on. I'm trying to run down the street, and I felt it, and I'm just like, fuck, not again. Like, it's definitely one of those things that takes a lot of time to heal. I don't necessarily want to say it's the equivalent to the hamstring, because the hamstring is something that it just seems like it never goes away as many times as I've pulled that. But that calf injury is something, especially when it's off your throwing leg. And I've never played
Yeah.
quarterback, but I know that that's a huge Achilles heel right now with him and that offense struggling the way that they are.
Yeah, I mean, kind of turn it on the terms of what's going on with the Raiders with Jimmy G. We don't see any zip on the ball with him, and that's because he has a lower extremity injury. Now, you don't throw the ball with your legs, right? But if you know the mechanics of football, you know that you drive the ball and it starts with your legs. And that's what you're probably seeing with Burrow. Now, I haven't seen him play all season, but if I had to assume that's the reason why, maybe he's not putting a zip on the ball, maybe he's not getting the ball in there, maybe that's why he's struggling. Um, Maybe his mobility in the pocket is a little bit off. There's factors to kind of attribute to why they're not really performing the way they should on offense.
Shout out to Four Alarm Dumpster Fire, aka Hug D's. I'm already getting eviscerated by our guy. Salute Brothers last week. I hollered at you, Hammer, for start shit him. I got spanked, pause, less than 100 points. I wish I knew what your lineup exactly was and I could tell you what went wrong. But we had this conversation before you guys came in. And I know a lot of people are coming in here right now from Graph's chat, so I appreciate y'all. But like this season has been so upside down that they always say any given Sunday, and that shit
Yep.
is more than truth. Like we've seen some things that we're like, okay, this guy, again, we're talking about guys that like are must starts. And some of these guys that are must starts have not really been holding their own this season. And we're just
Yep.
talking about, for those that came in, we're just talking about the struggles of the Bengals offense with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. And as it
Yep.
stands right now, Jamar Chase is 10th in this week's fantasy start sit-em rankings, which again blows my mind. Has not been putting up the
Yep.
numbers. Burrow dealing with that calf injury this season, like many others in recent years, has been so upside down that it's very hard to tell who's going to be hot, who's not. Like it truly, this is the equivalent. Realistically, this is the equivalent to gambling when you're playing fantasy football, because you're really going doing a crapshoot when you pick some of these
Yep.
guys that you want to start on your roster.
Right. Right. And just a kind of a scenario in real time that I'm kind of thinking of that I can see some people having a dilemma with. You got a Jamar Chase, and then you got Puka Nakua. Say you picked him up like in the later rounds, and you're kind of debating like, hey, do I go with Jamar Chase? Do I go with Puka Nakua? Like, who do I go with to start right here? And that's a real life possibility that people have this issue, right? Um, I would say that since Cooper Cup is going to be playing, you're going to see a whole different wrinkle of the Rams offense. And I think that volume for Nakua is going to kind of fall off just a little bit.
Just
And
I hope just a little bit realistically, because the
yeah,
numbers that he has
yeah,
put up in the first couple of weeks, and he's a rookie, like he has put up some
it's
ridiculous
unreal.
numbers where they said
Yeah.
that like he's projected to potentially be a 2,000-yard receiver this season.
Yeah, that would, which is crazy. And of course, I don't think he's gonna, break the all time NFL record. But he's gonna be 1,000-yard receiver. I can see that he can easily get 1,000 yards. But with Cooper Kupp coming in, he's gonna get the bare brunt of the load on the offensive side for the Rams. And on the flip side of that, Jamar Chase, I see him kind of trending upwards. There's no way that he goes a whole season kind of, you know, at the trajectory he's at right now. He's gonna up his numbers, and you saw him on Monday night against the Rams, where he actually got his issue. I see him kind of trending upwards and having those numbers. So I'm going on two opposite ends, like really extreme opposite ends of the spectrum, with Nakua and Chase, like kind of on the performance, and I would bank more on Chase finally getting his issue in.
There we go. Shout out to Rated Nomad. Salute. Nobody would have predicted a 70 piece from the Dolphins. Yeah, absolutely nobody.
No, absolutely
Nobody
not.
saw that coming. That was that there. I wish that there was a lower level of rookie on Madden, because that's exactly what that game was. It was beneath rookie. Like that shit was insane to see a game like that. And Broncos look like they're going to end up dismantling that entire offense come this coming off season if they keep this shit up. They're going against the Jets today, and I do have the Jets taking that game over them. Like, Jets have a much better defense. I know Zach Wilson is the quarterback in question for them right now, but they still have a lot of weapons. Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, Garrett Wilson, the defending 2023 Rookie of the Year. Yeah, Sauce Gardner
Yeah.
on the other side of the ball. Like, I think that team is probably going to end up dog walking Denver in Denver today. Guys, those are in chat that are just coming in. We have like a little over 20 something in the chat. We know that's not normal, but it is what it is. Break them thumbs, hit them subs, smash the bell, and guys, start asking your fantasy questions, and we could even open up the vault line if you guys want to do that as well. And again, we are on ProFan Sports app as well. Salute to those guys in the chat over there. I'm hoping you guys can hear both myself and Big Mike right now as we do this live. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a full hour. We've already dove into a whole bunch of things. We've already been on like 20 minutes, which is not bad at all. But we are a little under an hour away from the start of the 1 o'clock games, and there is a game going on the other side of the pond right now. Jags are facing the Bills. Jags are still up right now 11-7 with 7:56 left in the third quarter. Again, Jaguars seem to that's their second home. There doesn't seem to be a time that they lose there. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up relocating at some point in time, but I highly doubt that'll happen.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
shit.
probably not.
I just looked. Here's some fantasy numbers right now. Anyways, Steph Diggs, 6 receptions, 101 yards, and 1 touchdown. That should help today.
Okay. Yeah, those are big numbers right there. But he's been doing his thing on a weekly basis. So
I need that today though.
Yeah,
I'm already
there you go.
struggling. I'm going against Samoan this week, and me taking the Commanders defense Thursday night was not the smartest thing. I started going into this morning at -5. So yeah, I got some catching up to do.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's tough, man. Thursday, you go in, you have an expectation for a defense, and then they negative points you, so you're already going to the matchups on Sunday. Like, dang, man, I might not win this one. That sucks when you already kind of counting an L right off the jump on a Thursday, right after the game. Like that's a tough pill to swallow. On a weekly
Doesn't help
basis.
the cause that I dropped Commanders running back Brian Robinson, and Samoan picked him up and got him like 8.3 points. I'm like, you've got to be shitting me. Like my winning streak started, and just like that, it might end come the end of tomorrow night. I got Jacobs in the lineup tomorrow night, so we'll see. Shout out to TJL. Them London games got me got me effed up. Mimosas hitting already. That's dope.
There you go.
Damn, at least you have access to alcohol right now. Well, I can't say that I don't. I got a new little bar over here. I don't know if I can really show it, but Yeah, that I'm gonna add a couple of things to that, and I got a Woodson whiskey bottle. It's on its way as well. So
Nice, nice. Yeah, and shout out to those USC fans, especially on the East Coast. It was probably up to about 2 in the morning watching USC last night. Um, and then you have to turn around and wake up and watch the Europe game. Like, dude, like that's a crazy lineup right there. Like, and if you didn't wake up early enough to set that lineup properly, man, that's tough, man. That's tough.
assed out.
Yeah, super assed out. So, shout out to you guys, the ones who stayed up to 2 in the morning watching USC and Arizona. That game was too closer than it needed to be. So, you know,
So I saw a video on Instagram last night. I don't know if this was from that game or not. Maybe you can tell me.
mhm.
There was a punt by USC, and they took the return man. About three or four of the Trojans took the punt returner and tried to drag him towards the ball to touch it. Did that happen last night, or was that like a game in the past?
Was it against Arizona? If it was against Arizona, then that was yesterday. I don't remember that one.
I gotta look back at it, but I saw this video. I couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, I've never seen that before.
Man,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Shout out to Big Mike on his ventriloquist skills.
Oh yeah. That's what we do around here
Where's
on a
this Josh
Sunday.
McDaniels puppet? Yo, I'm done. Y'all are terrible.
That's some magician music. Some magician magic right here, man. That's what we do. That's what we
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Shout out to LA Knight. Shout out to John Cena, by the way, on beating the Bloodline last night at WWE Fastlane.
Oh,
For
yeah.
those of the WWE heads, yeah, I'll go through a quick breakdown. Jade Cargill did pull up to the building, but she was not in ring at all.
Bro.
Io Sky defended and retained her women's title. Seth Rollins retained his heavyweight title. What am I missing? The tag match, new tag team champions. Main event, Jay Uso and Cody Rhodes are the new tag team champions as they beat Judgment Day. And this looks like it's about to fall apart a hell of a lot sooner than people expected. Am I missing anything? Carlito
Shinsuke.
returned.
Yeah.
The only thing that was missing last night was the apple. That would have
That's
had
right.
me even more hype. But him and the LWO, including Rey Mysterio, defeated Bobby Lashley and the Profits. I'm not calling them the Street Profits anymore. Those are the Profits. I think that was all the matches that happened last
You got
night.
Rollins and Nakamura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
That was a good match.
You know
That
what's
was a good
crazy?
match.
Peacock kicked out, and I didn't get to see the end. I actually had to Google it not too long after. I was like, "You've got to be shitting me."
Oh yeah, it was a pretty good ending. It was wild match, man. Wild match.
Shout out to Chili Man. Did you one of Caleb's drives was penalties to the red zone and Russia TD never threw a pass? Wait, what? Yeah, I didn't watch any of that game. The only game I watched yesterday, which I was incredibly upset about, was the Red River rivalry between Texas and Oklahoma. That was a
Oh,
shootout
yeah.
to the very end.
Hell of a game.
And yeah, I did not expect it to end the way it did, but you know what? It is what it is. Any ideas for signs y'all would like me to bring to Allegiant tomorrow? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Uh-oh.
That's Hug D's on that. I can't think. Besides, everybody has the same sign. We deserve better. And if you carry anything, actually, no. I'm gonna tell you right now. Do not bring any signs into that stadium, especially if it's something negative. If it's we deserve better, if it's fire McDaniels or anything towards Mark Davis, they will throw you out quick, fast, and in a hurry. I've seen it happen to people. I've seen people. This was actually in Oakland in 2017. This dude had a Mark Davis shirt on. I forgot what it said on it, but security made him take it off, and if he didn't take it off, they were going to throw him out. So be mindful of what signs you guys decide to make or bring into the stadium, because the slightest little thing, the slightest little negative energy that it gives off, they're going to throw you out the stadium quick, fast, and in a hurry. So be careful with that, John.
Yeah, definitely. Keep it light, I know we're upset, we're angry, but yeah, keep it real light in Allegiant Stadium. They'll kick you out real quick, man.
All right.
And
So
that's not worth it.
Bambino, salute to you. Finally, some fantasy questions. Christian Watson or Jacoby Myers? As we stated before, Christian Watson is expected to play tomorrow. He's another one that's been dealing with injury throughout the last week.
Yep.
Jacoby Myers, there's been no designation because he hasn't been on the list. Well, let's take a look
Yep.
real quickly and see where we're at. We do know Jimmy Garoppolo is returning tomorrow night after clearing concussion protocol on Friday. As it stands right now, looking at this matchup, it has Christian Watson at 90% to start to a 10% for Jacoby Myers. This pretty much has to do with the amount of receptions allowed, at 21.8 by the Raiders. Receiving yards allowed, actually, Green Bay gives up 216 to our 213, but receiving touchdowns allowed is where that factor is out the window. The Raiders are averaging 2 receiving touchdowns allowed per game. And let me just see. Red zone opportunity. Raiders have a 22% opportunity, but the efficiency is poor. 17% for Christian Watson, and the efficiency is great. You're going to want to start Christian Watson. And I know it sucks to say, we're talking fantasy football, so there is can't be biased when I do this. Like, I want to try to help you guys win, so I can't say, oh, no, start Myers. No, I can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There will be.
that's
It's
true.
different. There's a difference between chanting and having a physical sign in the building, bro. I was going to have my wife make me a shirt that says "Your mom could coach us better." Oh my god, yo!
Wear that under jersey. Go in there like with the jersey, and then once you get in the building, go ahead and
Like,
rock
look,
that one.
guys.
Yeah. Yeah, like that. I don't know. You might not be able to get in the building with that one, but I like it. I like it. I mean, they need to know how we feel about what's going on, man. Like that's the bottom line. But I'm not gonna get too much into Raiders stuff. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. Just do it safely.
We saw the video though. We saw the video. That video that the one dude put up, I think it was Raider Canelo. And I actually was trying to get him to call into the show earlier this week, and then we kind of just like missed each other. That video alone, I think on Twitter had gotten over 1 million views. People going right up to Mark Davis as he was in the box and screaming at him to fire Josh McDaniels, and he's telling them to smarten up. Like that shit was insane. Like I would have attempted, and I used to be very very good at this, at just pulling tunnel vision and being able to ignore the negative shit. So like I think it would have been best for him to do something like that, but now you just went viral as a result of you yelling back at the nation, which, bro, you shouldn't have done. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, and I'm not trying to crucify you either, but you shouldn't have done that.
I mean, that's kind of like the whole idea of swinging down, right? Like
Exactly.
you're a billionaire. You're a billionaire owner. You don't need to be getting in arguments with the fans. And yeah, like Mark Davis is one of those guys. He wants to interact with the guys and the fan base and things like that. He's just one of those. And depending on how you feel about the situation, whether he was talking about smarting up as a fan, trust the process kind of deal. If you meant that on that kind of realm, I know you hate that saying, but or it's like, okay, yeah, smarten up, don't get kicked out of this game. Either way, you shouldn't even be having that conversation with somebody in a press box from that platform, man. It's not a good look. It's not a good look.
Yo, Mike, when's your birthday?
January 24th.
Oh, you're 4 days before mine. All right, so I might have to get you a gift even sooner, maybe a Christmas gift. We got to get your internet going, bro.
Man, this it only happens when I'm on your show.
That's like incredibly strange, but this is also, I feel like this is the
Yeah.
first time I've actually seen this like this, and a lot of people are in the chat saying that they saw certain things. Like John just said Big Mike just went 4 times speed. I'm dead.
Man, I don't know. Maybe it's the resolution, the camera resolution. I don't know, man. But yeah, it's weird right now. I'm looking at myself going ventriloquist style right now.
Speedtest.net. Next time we go live, just so you can see what your connection's looking like.
Yeah, we definitely got to do that, man.
Guys, we're gonna put the line up real quickly if you guys want to call in and get some of these questions answered for your fantasy lineups. I'm trying to see why this isn't moving right now. Oh wait, that's because it's the wrong number. Um, there it is on the screen. 347-471-0361. Call into the SeatGeek Vault line. Let's get your fantasy lineup stacked and ready to go. And why do we have this? Let me be politically correct. Why do we have this dumbass um, in the chat? These fucking bots, man. I swear to God, I'm not doing a live game right now. And best NFL TV. Get out of here with that shit. Like a dubbed kung fu movie. That's a fact. Oh, you know what? Let me get this up real quick. And I don't know, Mike. You fell off,
Yep.
bro. You fell off significantly with our pigskin pick'em. What happened?
You know what? I totally forgot like 3 weeks in a row, and I was like, God damn! Like I forgot. But this week I'm back at it, man.
You got
I'm
people
back
that are
at it.
actually still joining too. For those that don't know, we have a pigskin pick'em. If you want, I'll put it in the chat right now for you guys. Like, you've had people that have missed a few weeks. You have people that just joined it recently, and I was like, oh,
Yep.
okay, y'all still it down. That's cool. But I just put it in the chat. And those that I didn't even get to talk about this yet, you guys saw the logo on social media. You saw it on the YouTube channel as we changed it. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we are going pink, and we do have a limited edition Raider Nation News Today shirts, hoodies in pink. The link is pinned to the top of the chat today. So, guys, this, all of it, all the proceeds, I don't see a dime. Everything is going directly to Susan G. Komen Foundation for Breast Cancer Research and an observance of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Like, you place the order, and that's going directly to them. So, guys, every bit of it counts. Let's
Yep.
fuck cancer. That's it. Fuck cancer. Let's kick
Yep.
cancer's ass together. Cop your shirts or hoodies today. Adrian
Yep.
asked Mixon or Bijan. Bijan is
Ooh.
2 going into today, bro. Bijan
Yeah.
is 2 going into this week. Bijan is most likely going to be the offensive rookie of the year if it's not Puka Nacua. I think they're going to be neck and neck. But then
Yep.
again, CJ Stroud is actually showing strides right now. So
Yep.
we know this is a very quarterback friendly league. They'll probably go with the quarterback for that. But let's get
Yep.
into this real quick and let me get this up. Um, not even a question. Not even up for debate. Bijan Robinson at 100%. Go with Bijan, bro.
Yeah, he's the bell cow over there, just offensively. I mean, even with the quarterback, a struggling quarterback in Desmond Ritter. Side note, I would like to see Heineke get in there and be the starter, man, because I think that the Falcons offense will be a lot better off with him as the starter.
You know, a lot of
And
people have
Bijan,
said that.
yeah, Bijan Robinson would definitely um, benefit from that as well. Just all-purpose yards if he had a quarterback that can actually get him the ball. So, but yeah, Bijan all the way, man. That's an easy pick right there.
Shout out to John Danks. Yo, what's up, big dogs? Good Sunday to see you. Appreciate you. Shout out to
Salute.
Adrian. No problem with the help, bro. Bambino, Bill's about to lose. And of course, Hug D's. You guys are eviscerating this rookie's name, man. And they calling him Poop in the Cooler. Can't.
Moving the cooler.
But you got to do it in your best Bobby Boucher voice, like poop in the cooler.
Cooler.
Cooler. I'm done with y'all. I'm going to hell now.
Oh boy.
Guys, if you want to call in and ask your questions, feel free to ask, but also you can still put it in chat as well. Like I said, I'm running on 4 monitors right now. Well, 3 monitors and a 43-inch TV, like right above my center monitor right now. Is just another bright idea this morning because I thought about getting an additional monitor for the vault, and it might
Man.
just be better to save the money and just use the
Shit.
TV when I can.
Save the bandwidth for the rest of us. Maybe that's why I'm on a lag.
Not at all. I'm looking at mine. I can see my stats right now. CPU, it's only using 6.7, and we're running at 30 frames per second, and the drop frames is at 0.6%. That's actually perfect. Like,
That is pretty good.
that doesn't
Not
it
gonna lie.
doesn't get any
Yeah.
better than that. I'm glad I made the one little tweak that needed to be made to kill that lag issue that I was having recently, because I was so disappointed
Yeah.
in myself because I felt like I was letting all the nation down doing this stuff. Touchdown Jags, Bills go down 18-7. Good God.
Wow.
Something told me to think twice about this game too.
Yeah, well, I mean the Jags stayed that week because they played in London last week,
Yep.
so they stayed over in London for a week. It's an away game for them, but it's really a home game. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they got the home cooking over there in London. They were there for a week. The Bills had to travel like that. I mean, all it was all kind of pointing at the Jaguars taking care of business in this game.
I'm Jesus. This just really makes you think. Like, I know woulda, coulda, shoulda, but seriously, the Jaguars beating the Bills?
I had the Jags covering whatever the spread was because the Bills were favored. I think it was like 5 or something, 5.5 or
Right.
4, something like that.
Right.
I had the Jags covering. I didn't have them winning this game. I thought it'd be close if anything. So I mean, still a lot of game left, but still, it's like you know, yeah, it's looking like the Jags are going to take care of business. What's it, fourth quarter right now?
Fourth quarter, 7:44 left, 18-7 Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Shit.
it looks like they're in control of that one. But
Calvin
yeah,
Ridley, 6 receptions, 90 yards. Travis Etienne,
yep,
19 carries, 89 yards, 1 touchdown. Trevor Lawrence, 24-36, 283 yards and 1 touchdown. So if you guys had any of them today, yeah, got a couple nice points
yeah,
on there for you.
definitely.
According to Adam Schefter, many league sources believe the Broncos would be willing to listen to trade interest in almost any player on the defensive side of the ball. Yeah, I saw that. Was talking to the guys. Well, I actually was listening to Graph before we went on talking about that. And look, as bad as they've been performing this season, the first couple of weeks, we just saw Randy Gregory get traded the other day to the San Francisco 49ers. I believe it was for like a late draft pick. I think it was a 6, if I remember correctly. Like, yeah, they're already ready to clean house, but I think that they'll trade almost any player except for Patrick Surtain. So, shout out to
Yeah,
Jake Toscano on the 9.99 hammer. Should I start Jalen Warren or pick up Matt Breida? Let's take a look real quick. Let me get back to that screen.
that's a good one. That's a good question right there.
Breida is in New York, right? He's a Giants backup now.
Yeah, I think so. And I think
Uh,
Saquon is not playing.
yeah,
So
he's not. That actually is Uh, this is a very tough call for the simple fact that they're going against Miami in Miami, and we see how bad the Giants have been to start this season.
yeah,
So let's see what they say. Um, and I actually was able to pick up Brees Hall in my other league, which I'm ecstatic about. Jalen Warren,
nice.
64-36. Let's see. Pittsburgh is going against Baltimore. And again, the Giants are going against Miami. Matchup rating plays a huge factor in this. What's crazy is, though, everything is favored on the side in regards to the matchup for Breida, but from a fantasy point standpoint, it favors Warren. Go with
Hmm.
Jalen Warren today. Red zone as
Yeah,
well. Yeah, a lot of it's heavily favored for Jalen Warren.
yeah.
Is it just
They,
me? I only see certain teams go to Europe and Mexico. Jaguars have been doing London for God knows how long now, and
yeah,
now I believe that they're adding in. I think they are doing Mexico this season, but they're also doing a Germany game as well. Um, I kind of was thinking that we were going to see the Chiefs and Raiders in the Germany game, but that didn't happen. So
yeah.
I don't know. I think eventually you'll have like all 32 teams play outside of the country at some point. We'll see.
Yeah, and the Jaguars. I mean, they've been flirting with London for quite a while,
Yeah.
and the owner of the Jaguars. I mean, he also owns a team in that soccer team in Europe. Actually, in the stadium they're playing in, I think that team he owns that team. So there's some connections. There's some connections with
Oh,
that. Yeah. So and shout out to AEW, the guy who owns the Jaguars, his son is
Tony Khan.
the yeah, Tony Khan. So yeah, Shad Khan is his name,
Right.
the owner of the Jaguars. So
Let's see. Let me pull this up. Let's go to betting pros. Let's get it's about that time because not many people are asking start situms right now. So it's
Yep.
time to roll the dice with Big Mike. Let's hear what you
Yep.
got in regards to our week 5 bets.
All right. So I'm looking at according to DraftKings. I don't have the number on the top of my head, and I'm trying not to make this thing lag, so I'm not going to click anymore. But the Rams versus the Eagles, pick the over on passing yards for uh, Matt Stafford to go over his passing yards because the Eagles are giving up a lot of yards in the passing game, and the Rams got Cooper Cup back, and they got a whole bunch of receivers now. They're full strength on offense, and so I think that Matt Stafford is gonna be in for a pretty big game. And then you kind of have to ride the hot hand with Christian McCaffrey. Anytime touchdown with Christian McCaffrey, he scored in the last like 14 games or something ridiculous like that. He's on his way to like almost an NFL record for consecutive game scoring. So ride the hot hand, get get Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown, even 2 if you want to. I like that. And then Bijan Robinson anytime touchdown, he's gonna get it. And if you're feeling adventurous, yeah, there you go, hook 'em horns right there. And then if you're feeling adventurous, Tyler Algier for the Falcons as well to kind of get his issue, and I think it's a plus 290 for him to get anytime touchdown. So those are the things that I'm kind of looking at for this week.
I really hope that Ritter gets it together quick, fast, and in a hurry because I said when it came to the NFC South this season that like it was. I said primarily it was going to be between two teams. The Falcons were one of them. I did
Yep.
have the Saints just because of the defense,
Yeah.
but another team that's just straight ass right now. So I think right now that NFC is going to be up for grabs between either the Falcons or the Bucks, but the Falcons really got to get their shit together and get their shit together quick. Shout out to
Yeah.
Jose Toscano on the 999. Hammer, what do you think about Jay Uso and Cody Rhodes winning the tag championship? I think it's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes finally gets some type of gold now that he's back in WWE. I think we kind of know where the storyline is heading moving forward as it pertains to the bloodline. After we saw the loss last night, the bloodline losing to Cena and LA Knight. LA Knight is probably going to be the main event against Roman Reigns for the title at WrestleMania. Time will tell, but the way that this storyline is starting to develop, I think we're going to see LA Knight as a new champion. He has gotten huge push. The fans love him. Every
Yeah.
time he steps into that building, every time he comes out through the curtain, the top blows off of the arenas. So I'm not surprised. But
You know,
this tag team is interesting,
yeah.
and we'll see how it plays out. Like we know the storyline. Cody Rhodes brought Jay to Raw after he said deuces, ooses. He was leaving SmackDown, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm actually here for it. I want to see how that storyline plays out. What do you think, Mike?
This is building blocks for an ultimate stab in the back, and it would ignite the WrestleMania 40 matchup between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. I think that I think that uh, he's gonna end up like stabbing him in the back. They're gonna reunite as the bloodline again. It's gonna re-spark that rivalry, and it's gonna give you a reason to kind of uh, tune in and be engaged with Cody Rhodes going against probably single handedly against the bloodline. So I think it's the beginning building blocks of a heel turn down the line for main event Jey Uso.
Shout out to Adrian on the fantasy start sit question: Higby or Mark Andrews? Mark Andrews all day, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Rams have been another team that have been very good. Surprisingly enough, this season they were not a team that I really imagined being at the top in the NFC West. But
yep,
Mark Andrews going against a subpar as it stands right now. It's not an insult; it's a fact of life. A subpar defense in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
yep,
I think Mark Andrews should have a field day today against that defense. Walt
yeah.
said he predicted Oklahoma over Texas. Thanks, Walt. Appreciate the support, bro.
GM Walt in the building.
I got. I'm that's P. That's got to be P Ryan. I got P. Ryan from Denver. Eckler and White are my other options. Would be, dude, you have to rewrite that because I'm no disrespect. I can hardly understand this message, man. Do you think your boy Quin Ewers is a proper top 10 pick for our lowly Raiders? I talked about Quin Ewers and I talked about this the other day as it pertains to the draft. If the season were to have ended this past Sunday, we would be third overall. Bears
Yeah.
are still in at the top, and it looks like the Bears would probably be the ones to go for Caleb, which would leave us with several options: Drake May, Bo Nix, or even Quinn Ewers. It would be hard to say though, because
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't think Quinn Ewers is necessarily a guy that would fit Josh McDaniel's system either.
yeah, I mean, a guy that would fit is Michael Penix Jr. He's good in the pocket, great arm. Um, the only problem with him is that he has those knee injuries that kind of make you pause a little bit. Like, do I want to pick this guy as a first round pick? With those knee injuries and things like that. But to me, he's the quarterback that actually fits in McDaniel's system. Now, hopefully, McDaniel's is on his way out. I mean, to be honest with you, hopefully we're not drafted with McDaniel's making decisions. But Quinn Ewers, as far as Quinn Ewers goes, it's hard to tell. We need to see a combine. We need to see pro days and things like that. But to me, if I had to guess, he'd probably be a second round pick.
Yeah. Shout out to Angel. What did you guys think of Edge going to AEW? I'm honest to God, I'm not thinking much of it right now. Not
Yeah,
surprised.
I mean, I'm kind of excited to see that Christian Cage versus Edge. They're starting to build that one. That should be pretty cool.
Walt said demolition, axe smash, and Crush still wrestling. That's so fucked up, bro. You're horrible. And Crush was one of my favorite wrestlers when I was a little kid. That's so
Yeah,
fucked
man.
up. Rest in peace, bro. I brought this up to you, Hammer, on IG, but what do you guys think of stashing which right he's put wide receiver Rice and dropping Charbonnet. Charbonnet was a handcuff.
Yeah,
Especially he was a handcuff if you had Kenneth Walker. Um, but if you're in desperate need, because I saw your roster and your running backs are already stacked as hell, I would consider picking up Rice. Just for, like I said, if you don't have Kenneth Walker, you don't have that handcuff, so you don't really need Charbonnet on your roster right now.
yeah, yeah. I agree.
AC, go ahead, bro.
Unless you really want to keep the handcuff, like how running backs go down. And I've seen it. It's happened to me too many times where you have the handcuff and then you're like, all right, I'm taking the handcuffs off,
Yeah.
and then your guy gets hurt, and then now you wish you had the handcuff. So go with your gut on that one for sure. But it's if you're kind of in a bind where you need somebody right there and then, yeah, it's time to let go of the handcuff.
Shout out to AC. What it is, Hammer. Salute Big Mike. Hammer with the fantasy content. Shout out to Walt again. I don't see deep NFL passes coming from Bo Nix or Ewers. Michael Penix makes NFL passes. That's a valid ass point right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%.
Shout out to John Danks again. Which running back from Denver? Which running back from Denver or Gus Edwards? Um, Hold on, because I definitely think I said something about Javante Williams. Let me pull up game day again and take a look. Javante Williams, where is he? He's a game time decision as it stands right now. So I'm gonna throw him in there. I'm gonna throw P Ryan in there, and I'll throw in Gus Edwards, and let's see what we get.
My gut tells me Gus Edwards, but I'll
Yeah,
let
I
the
feel
I'll
the
let the
same
numbers speak.
way.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's
you
take a
know, they
look.
I've read multiple articles. They're saying that, like, hey, sit Javante, sit him, and
Yeah, you got
so I
it.
mean, yeah,
94% for Gus Edwards, 4% for
yeah,
Samaje P. Ryan, and Javante Williams at 2%. Again, as it stands right now, and it's still very early before those games, but Javante Williams is a game time decision. So go with Gus Edwards if you have him on your roster today.
no doubt, no doubt.
We've actually been on for almost an hour. I need to figure out something to eat and I need to start doing some adulting around the house.
Yeah,
Multitask and
man.
do some adulting and watch some of these 1 o'clock games. So, Mike, always appreciate you pulling on up. Let them know where they can find you, bro.
You can find me at Big Mike Raider. You can do a search. It's the first thing that pops up. It's the only thing that pops up. Um, and I promise you, I won't have any ventriloquist action over here on my end. But if I do, man, make sure either way, you make sure you like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks.
There it is. There it is. All right, guys. This was fun. Again, we've been on for almost an hour. Appreciate you guys. Hope we can help you guys uh for week 5. Hope we can help you guys win in your fantasy leagues. Um, on your way out, if you haven't already, break them thumbs, hit them subs, smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, fantasy, and more in the house at Hammer, built by the nation for the nation. Raider Nation News today. We will be live tomorrow night, Monday Night Football. Another multicast. It's going to be myself, Big Mike, and Graf as we're doing live play-by-play. You guys know what it is over here. We'll have the scoreboard up and everything for you guys. So make sure to pull on up and let's have some fun. And hopefully we get this win. We're technically not home. I've already said my piece on that. Our away games seem to be more of home games for us because we know the nation likes to travel anywhere except Vegas. At least that's how it looks. But
Right.
continue to stay safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. COVID is on the rise. Remember to wash your hands and your asses. And as always, win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation till I die. Till next time, y'all. Peace, love, and positivity. We out.